Hey everyone, this week's episode is the top 8 reasons why we think Celebrity Cruises is doing things right. Correct?
Correct.
That is this episode. For everyone's enjoyment, I'm going to be introducing each topic this week with a funny saying. Make sure you stay tuned to the very end because we do have a bonus that we just thought of that we were going to throw on last minute. Our number 1 on the list, these aren't in order, but this is number 1 out of 8. It's a relaxing and upscale experience.
I agree with that. The whole ship is just beautiful. It has a very serene feel to it. Granted, we were talking specifically mostly about the Edge class just because that's the only kinds we've experienced. There's just something like almost spa-like would be the best way to say it.
Serenity is what comes to my mind. Yeah, you walk on and you feel calm.
Yeah, and there's nice little nooks and crannies of different areas that you can find that fit your personality, and it's just really pretty.
Yes. They did really well in the art too, the room art, the hallway art, the art on the hallways. It's just kind of like you find a new piece every time you're on the ship. We've now been on the Apex twice, and every time we've been on, and every day we've been on it, we found something new.
Like the color palettes that they use in each room, like in each section, is just, it works perfectly.
Number 2 on the list is Celebrity offers a total entertainment experience. Between the shows, the events, the activities, the live music, everything, it kind of has impressed us the most of any cruise line we've been on, with the total entertainment experience.
There's really something for everybody, and time-wise, there's something for everybody no matter what. Where some lines we've been on, you have maybe 1 or 2 options. Celebrity, we've done 3 shows in one night. And you have everything from things in the theater to live music to shows in the club or Eden that can be acrobats, violinists. In the theater, you can have magicians, full-on live performances with dancing and music. Comedians. There's truly something for everybody. No matter what is your cup of tea, you can find something. And the way they put it all in order just works out perfectly, because if you really can just go from one to the next, to the next, to the next, if that was what you wanted to do that night.
Yeah, you don't feel like you're missing out.
No. And they do usually, especially if it's a theater show, they'll run it like 2 times a night. So if you had dinner early, you can maybe see the late one or vice versa. And yeah, we just have had fantastic experiences with all of the shows, and they've all been really, really good.
Yeah, and on top of all the shows and the performances, the musicians, they also offer activities that are like designed for entire families. So we had paracord bracelet making on this last one. We made macrame. We played curling again. We did a ball toss kind of event, kind of like adult-sized beer pong, but without the beer. And they offer like golf chipping and dance classes. It's a total experience that goes throughout the day.
Yeah, and going back to the entertainment, another thing I just thought of that is very different that I haven't seen on any other cruise line is they have an artist on each ship, and the artist will be in different sections and be painting live. There's even one act where they kind of mix that along with singing and music, and it becomes a whole other performance. It's just adds to that whole entertainment field and just have different things.
All right, number 3 on the list is they are very good at managing and communicating any food allergies or ingredients that are in their products.
This was a big one for me. I have a dairy intolerance, and they had even like noted it down in the system that I had it. So if I went to other restaurants, they were like, ma'am, I see that you can't do dairy. Do you know that what you ordered has dairy in it? And I would usually say, yeah, that's fine. I can take a dairy pill. But they were very cautious with any allergies. And I also think out of any ship that we have been on, they, in like the buffet and other sections where they have like grab and go foods, they were very good at labeling what the food was first, and then under it saying if it had dairy or if it was vegan or gluten or any of the like more common allergies on the little tag, so you knew if it was going to be okay or not for you. And then on top of that, on a previous sailing we had done, we had met a couple and one of them had celiac and she couldn't do gluten. That's a pretty big deal and a real issue. And so the night before she would receive the menu and she would look through it and say what she wanted. They even sometimes could do gluten-free pastas and stuff for her. But it was just really nice to see that they really truly cared and try to work with you as best as they possibly can. And honestly, I think it's the only cruise where I've had to take the least amount of dairy pills because things usually always have dairy in them. And they also have oat milk. So if you don't like almond milk or soy milk, which is usually what you get in your coffee, they had oat milk, which was amazing.
All right, number 4 on the list. Celebrity offers an incredible food experience. Between the quality, the service, and the options, we think it's top notch.
Even if it's not specialty dining, the main dining room, there's 4 main dining rooms. They each have different themes.
And we tried all of them.
We did, so stay tuned for that. But between that, the free dining options, the specialty dining options, they just have different things that aren't on some other cruise lines that you don't typically find, and it's just kind of fun and entertaining and different. A nice surprise, probably the best way.
I thought it was much easier to find a lighter meal or a option with more veggies than I've seen on other cruise lines, especially on this last one. It was very nice to, sometimes you just want a salad, and Eden's Cafe has a great salad bar. So
it's like a little hidden secret almost. Most people don't realize it's there.
And food is a big thing on a cruise. Emma can attest. It's her number 1 thing that she looks for. And we have not had a bad experience on Celebrity. We've tried things that we didn't like, but we've never had a bad experience.
This was more my topic previously. This one's Jack's.
Okay, number 5 is Celebrity offers an amazing selection of beverages at their restaurants and bars, or even their just typical general spaces. This goes beyond alcoholic beverages. There's a juice that's in the Ocean Cafe, which is the food court in Celebrity Apex, and they offer a passion guava juice, and I could just chug the juice. So their juice options are amazing. They also offer fresh juice. That's an upcharge if you don't have the premium package. They also offer a wide selection of water. I'm a very picky person when I get on a cruise ship with my water, which is very weird to say because normally I just drink the water. But they have Aquapana, San Pellegrino, Evian for you to indulge in. And then their alcoholic beverages are amazing. And one thing I learned on this last sailing is they actually do craft non-alcoholic cocktails. So if you're in the mood for a cocktail but don't want the alcohol, if you speak to your bartender, they do have options there.
Yeah, and on top of all that too, each bar has like its own kind of theme too. You've got like the pool bars and the sun deck bars, which are your typical bars. And then you have a beer bar, you have Eden, which is great for the craft cocktails. You have the martini bar. We didn't mention the martini bar when we were talking about entertainment.
That's a beverage with an entertainment.
That is, for sure. That is a whole experience. But there's just so many different options on beverages, as well as the Cafe El Baccio, which has coffees and teas, again an upcharge if you don't have the premium package, but it's not too excessive. They just have overall great beverages.
Yeah. So if you're liking this video or you liked the videos in the past, please hit that subscribe button, that like button, that notification button. It really helps us. It helps YouTube promote our videos, and that in turn helps us, gives you more content to plan your next trip. All right, we're to number 6, Emma. Can you believe it already? All right, number 6. It doesn't ever feel crowded. And we've talked to several people, and we've actually seen a comment recently from another YouTuber that for some reason celebrity ships just don't feel crowded, and we can't figure out why.
I don't know if it's how they've laid out the ship, that they've just really found the way to make it so it flows great and there's always a seat in every venue and you can always find a space and just an amazing flow, or if it's the amount of passengers that rooms that they have put on the ship for the amount of common space. I don't know, but however they do it, it's fantastic. And it amazes us every single time.
Yeah, like we recently were on another ship that was at capacity, and you could wait 20 minutes for an elevator at any given day. And Celebrity, I think the most we waited this past trip was 2 minutes,
maybe
3 minutes.
And I honestly think those two are also extremely comparable because they were both cold weather cruises, and especially on the cold weather cruises, it tends to feel more crowded inside just because you don't have people up on the sun deck as much as you do on warmer sailings. And this one was similar to the previous one we had done, and it was like night and day on the amount of just crowdedness and packed in that you felt. Celebrity does it amazingly.
Okay, number 7 is kind of a weird one in the top 8, but it's honestly something you don't always think about. Celebrity does embarkation and disembarkation the right way. Like, nuts good. Whether that's getting on the ship to start your cruise, getting off the ship to end your cruise, or at every port, they have designed the perfect embarkation disembarkation process.
And I don't know how. Again, especially disembarkation. We've had ones where there are lines and you're weaving in and out. This one, it took us 10 seconds to get off. And then the previous ones, and similar with embarking, it's just like even day 1, not necessarily if you're coming back on a port day or anything. They just run very smoothly. It's not complicated. It's just easy and relaxing, kind of sticking with this whole theme of relaxing and soothing. And
yeah, it's just something that you won't always think of, and it doesn't necessarily hinder a vacation, but the way Celebrity does it, it kind of enhances the trip.
It gives that upscale feeling too.
Yeah.
It really adds to the whole experience.
Number 8 in the list. Ooh, I have to fix my hair real quick. And this is last but not least. Celebrity does offer an all-inclusive option. And I'll put an asterisk by there, and I'll mention why in a second. But when you're booking your cruise, or up until in embarkation, you're allowed to upgrade to an all-inclusive package. And what this includes is a basic drinks package, which is your alcohol, Cokes, and whatnot. It includes unlimited basic Wi-Fi, which doesn't include streaming, and it also includes your crew tips. And sometimes they also throw on onboard credit as well. And so when you get on the ship, you can literally leave without paying another dime, which is very nice and kind of calming when you get on, so you don't have to worry you're going to have a huge bill at the end. Other cruise lines do offer similar packages, but they are not all-inclusive.
Gives you a little bit more of a peace of mind, basically.
Yeah, it's very similar to when you go to an all-inclusive resort, where they do still offer some upcharges on some premium drinks or wine. But there is another level of all-inclusive you can do, which upgrades to premium everything, and that basically means 100% of your cruise will be covered, and you will not have to spend another dime while you're on the ship unless you buy something with that onboard credit and you exceed what they allowed you to do. But one thing that's super cool is if you book a cruise and it's all-inclusive and you get the onboard credit, you can start using that onboard credit immediately. So if you're going to Alaska and want that helicopter flight with the dog sledding, we've never done the dog sledding, but the helicopter we've done, those sell out incredibly fast. But if you use that onboard credit, you're allowed to book immediately with that onboard credit.
And another nice thing too with that onboard credit is if it's coming to the end of your cruise and you still have some onboard credit left that you haven't used, and you're like, I don't want to buy anything in shopping or do the spa or anything else, you can actually use that onboard credit towards extra tips to the crew. So that's also a nice perk as well. Yeah,
all you do is you go to guest services, they'll give you a form, and you can direct that tip to a specific crew member or department, which is a pretty cool experience to do if you have a little leftover money and you want to support the team that just supported your incredible experience. Okay, now it's time for the bonus one, Emma.
Drum roll.
It's probably the most important one.
Drum roll.
Oh, sorry. Guess I'm doing it.
You've been doing all of them.
I thought this one was yours. The bonus is the crew. Honestly, every vacation we've been on, the crew is amazing. And they're probably the number one reason we enjoy our experience. And so, like, the crew makes a top 9, but they are to top everything. So when you're on it, please enjoy. Thank the crew at the end.
They work so hard. They always have a smile on their face.
Yeah. So at the end of your cruise, you will get a survey. It actually directly impacts the crew's next contract or the ability to move up in the company. So if someone went above and beyond and delivered more than you could ever wonder, please make sure to call out their name in that experience. And anything below a 10 or a 9, mainly a 10, it does impact the crew. So if someone delivers, help them out.
Yeah.
Well, we hope you enjoyed this episode, spoke to by Jack and edited by Emma.
A little bit by me. Jack's taken over.
But we hope it helps you plan your next trip. Celebrity is a great option if you're looking for an experience. They offer cruises all across the world. We just recently got off one to Norway. So you'll be seeing for that.
Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already to check out that experience.
But we top 8 plus the bonus reasons why we think it's a great option.
So till next time, get out and live a little. Bye, guys.